Sam's Crafty Things, bringing to you today the Ombre Effect canvas bags. As you can see, this is the one that I made for the Inspire Ink blog hop that I did the other week, and I asked if anyone wanted to see how I created this effect, and quite a few of you did, so I'm bringing that to you today. So this is the finished one that I made for the blog hop. So what you need to create this is, to start with, the Santa bags, which are available from the new autumn and winter catalogue, which is launched on the 5th of September, which is Wednesday coming, and these can be found on page 19. So to start with, you do need to give it a quick rinse. I've tried it without rinsing it and it didn't turn out as well, so I just figured there must be some sort of coating or something on it that just needs to be washed off just so the ink can adhere to it a bit better. So this one's been washed and ready to go. You will need some plastic gloves, which I'm going to put on now. This is to protect your hands. I ended up looking like a smurf after the last one I did. Make sure that both hands are covered because you are going to be handling the bag quite a lot. Okay. So you will need rubbing alcohol, which you can get off any general store, online. I believe drugstores might sell it as well. So we have some of that. Put that into a non-plastic pot, only because if it's plastic it might stain it, and if you want to reuse that Tupperware or anything like that, you don't want to ruin it. So get some rubbing alcohol ready. This string I'm going to cut off just because I don't want to dye it, and I'm going to thread it with a different ribbon at the end. You can of course keep it on or untie it and reuse it at the end. If you want it to be the same colour as the bag, then just leave it on and you can dye it in the process. Okay, so this one I'm going to make purpose as. So I've got some re-inker here. I'll just add a few drops into water. So this is going to be your lightest base. And this is the one that you want all the bag to be dunked into. So just give that a quick stir. I'm just using a little cocktail stick to mix it up. Let's bring that a bit better into camera so you can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, so now that's all mixed in, you can take your bag and dunk that in. Now we want this colour to soak into the bag fully. So just make sure that all of it has been inked. You can leave that in there for a bit if you want. I'm working quite fast with it, so I'm going to take that straight out. I'm just going to give it a little bit of a squeeze, get any excess water out of it. And then what you do with that, you just use your heat it up tool to dry it off. You can leave it dry for a couple of hours, it's totally up to you, or you can use a hairdryer on it. Recommendation I would have is, if you're drying it with the heat it up tool, is don't get too close to the bag, as it can overheat the fibres and they do shrink, and it causes a bit of a ridge effect onto the bag. So I'll dry that one now. Okay, now that that is completely dry, we're going to go for the second layer now. So we're going to add in a bit more re-inker. It's up to you how much you add, depends how dark you want the next layer to be. Now you can either dunk it in or you can paint it on. It's completely up to you how you want to do it. Personally, I dunk it in just because it's quicker and it doesn't go too dark, because you want your last layer to be the darkest layer. We're just mixing this in again. And we're not going to dunk this bag in all the way this time. It's just going to go partially in, but don't dunk it all the way to where you want it to stop, as the fibre absorbs the ink and takes it up higher anyway. As you can see, it's already starting to move it further up the bag as it is. So I want it to go about there, I think. There we go. So just let that soak up some of the ink. Okay, so there's your second layer done. I'll bring back the kitchen roll again. Obviously you don't have to light it on the kitchen roll, I'm just doing it so it absorbs just a little bit of the moisture so it dries a bit quicker when I'm using the heating tool. Okay, so you can see the change in the layers there now. Got the darker layer and the lighter layer. Okay, and we'll heat this up again. Okay. So now that's done, we're going to do the last layer now. Now I did this by dunking last time, but it didn't actually work as well as I wanted. So what I did was add a little bit of the re-inker in again. And I did dunk it. Got it as dark as I could, but I wanted it darker. So I'm just going to go over, dunk it quickly to get that initial colour on it. I'm not going to go too high with this one as it is the last layer. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is get my aqua painter, which is slightly pink, so bear with me. And I'm just going to paint over the top of this. It should work. What I'll do is I'll dry it off first and then go over it. Now you might be happy with that level of ombre effect, but for me I want the bottom to be quite a bit darker. So I'm going to paint some on. This doesn't look like it's going to be dark enough, so what I'll do is I'm going to get a different tub, just put a little bit of the re-inker in there. And I'm going to fill my aqua painter with a little bit of the rubbing alcohol. Obviously make sure if you are doing this that you don't get it mixed up with water in future and end up accidentally using an aqua painter full of rubbing alcohol with something that you actually wanted to be water. As you will not get the effect that you wanted at all. Let me just paint this on. Just going to get a bit more rubbing alcohol out of there. That's better. I'm just mixing up the two just so I can actually get that darkness in. Aqua painter doesn't seem to want to work today, so that's another reason why I'm doing it this way. And you can keep going with that as high as you want. I don't think I'm going to go much higher with it because I just want that bottom piece to be darker so it gives a truer ombre effect up to the top. There you go. You can see you've got a nice ombre effect going there with that now. I'll just do the other side. Same process again. Now that that is dry, we can remove the gloves. And for the ribbon, I have chosen the beautiful velvet ribbon in Tranquil Tide, which is also available in the new annual catalogue. So to thread this through, the quickest technique that I have found is getting the cocktail stick or kebab skewer and just poking it in the end so it hooks on, if you can see that. And then you have the little slits on the side of the bag and you just push it through. If you can't find it, just go back to the beginning, try and get a bit more ribbon on the end and just push it through and it'll pop through at the end, like so. If it has gotten twisted, don't panic. What you can do is just untwist it a little bit and just pull it through, and it will untwist for you. You might be wondering why I'm using Tranquil Tide on a Pear Pizzazz bag, but the tag that I have made to go with it has got all different greens on it, so it does link in quite nicely. And then we do the same on this side. Okay. And once you've done that, you just trim it to the length that you want. So I'm going to trim it about there. I'm just going to get rid of that bit where the kebab skewer had gone through. And there you go, there's your bag with the ribbon in again. Now, I like to just add a little bit more to the bag itself. So I'm going to add some of the flowers from the floral frame stamp set. And I'm going to stamp these on with a little bit of Pear Pizzazz. It doesn't matter if you make a little mistake on this, I find it adds a little bit more character to the bag, to be honest. And once there's a gift in it and you've got your tags on it and everything, you're not going to notice. Just keep turning your stamp just so you can get different layouts of the flowers. Might add a few more onto this side actually. And there you go. That's that decorated. Now to finish it off, I'm going to use the matching framelets for the floral frames, which are called the Foliage Framelit dies. They're available from the annual catalogue, and this actually comes as a bundle, so you get brilliant 10% off if you buy that as a bundle. Now what I've done for this, I've used the framelets to cut out all the foliage. I've then layered it with the layering circles framelets and the stitch shape framelets. I have then stamped up the hello from the floral frames stamp set. Also stamped out the flowers, which match the ones that we've just stamped onto the bag, and coloured them in with Petal Pink stamping blends. I have embossed the hello with the black embossing powder as well, and used a little bit of the pink metallic thread. I couldn't think of the name of it then. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I want to attach this now to my bag. So you can either glue it on, stitch it on, or use a little bit of linen thread and tie it through the bag. I think I'm going to use a little bit of linen thread. So I'm going to get my small hand punch and I'm going to punch a little hole where I can, if it'll let me. There we go. Okay, I'm going to punch that about there. Oh, there we go. Okay. I'm going to get a little bit of linen thread. Fold that in half. Put it through there. Loop it underneath this leaf so it doesn't flatten it. Let me. It's actually quite hard. It's quite fiddly. Okay, and then I'm going to take that linen thread, thread it through there, Again, try and avoid this leaf that's attacking me. Okay, we'll try this bit again. There we go. See, now that is threaded through. I'm then going to attach this to this back here. It doesn't matter if I tie it up here, because once you pull it through, it will hang nicely. And there you go. There is your completed bag with its tag as well. And as I said before, you can pull it shut. There you go. And your tag is still there, and you can just slide it up. If you don't tie it too tight, you can just slide it up. So then it will still hang nicely once you've got something in it. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed today's project. I'm still very new at this video malarkey, so let me know what you think. Any feedback is greatly received. Take care, see you soon.